Hello, everybody. Here we are, lesson 6.4, solving linear inequalities by using addition and subtraction. Though, actually, on this last one, we're going to have to do a little bit more than that, but that's what it's called. And basically, we solve a linear inequality the way that we solve a linear equation. So we're just going to treat this almost like as if it says equal. So don't get too thrown off by our greater than, less than signs. We kind of treat this the same way. So to solve for g, we just need to get g on its own. So currently there's a 3 that's being added to g. So let's minus 3. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Control plus. Okay, so we're just going to subtract 3 from each side. And we're left with g is less than, this becomes 0. And we're left with 9 subtract 3, which is 6. So g is less than 6. And now we need to graph it. So let's do like say a 6 right here. And sorry, it's not going to be equal to, so that's going to be a circle that's not filled in. We can call this 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. Here's 7, 8, 9. And g is going to be less than 6, so it's going to be all of these values this way, going on and on. Okay, that's our first one. Remember, the not filled in circle equals, less than, greater than. The filled in circle is going to equal less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay. So let's solve this one. We have an m minus 2 is less than or equal to 5. Just need to add 2 to each side to get the m on its own. So that's going to kind of zero that out. We're left with 5 plus 2 is 7, is greater than or equal to m. So we can draw our 7 here. And it is equal to, so we're going to fill in that circle. Let's do 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's do this way: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. M is going to be less than or equal to 7, so it's going to be all of these numbers this way. That's a 2. Okay, for these ones, we have stuff on each side, so we're just going to put all of our variables on one side. Let's put all of our constants on the other side, and then divide by a coefficient to solve. I want our t to be positive, so let's first subtract this 3t from this side, subtract it from this side. That kind of zeroes out. We're left with 7t minus 3t is 4t. Minus 4 is going to be greater than 12. Now let's add 4 to each side. That's going to kind of zero that out. And we are left with 4t is greater than 12 plus 4 is 16. Now let's divide by 4 on each side. And we're left with t is greater than 4. It's not greater than or equal to. So let's put a not filled in circle. Let's make that our 4. This is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to be the 3, 2, 1, 0. And t is going to be greater than, so it's going to go this way, like that. Okay, and our last one, the most complicated of the bunch. Remember, I think we did this last lesson. The best way to deal with this is to get the lowest common denominator. So what's the first number that 2, 7, and 10 go into? It's a big number. It's going to be 70. which is divisible by 10, by 7, and by 2. So let's times each side by 70. So let's go like this. 1 over 2 plus 4 over 7p is going to be greater than 13 over 10 times 70. It's like 70 over 1. Let's times this by 70 as well, like 70 over 1. And remember, we have our distributive property. So on this side, the 70 is going to be multiplied by each of these. So now we can cross reduce. The 10 and the 7 are going to, the 10 goes into 70. This goes into once. This goes in 7 times. So on this side, we're going to be left with 13 times 7. Let me draw this over here. 13 times 7, I got to do that in my calculator. 91. And on this side, we can do some cross-reducing as well. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 70 35 times. And when we multiply it in here, when we do the 70, like 70 over 1 times this coefficient right here, 4 over 7, we can cross reduce as well. 7 goes into 7 once, and 7 goes into 70 10 times. We're now left with 10 times 4. So I'm going to rewrite this over here. We have a 35, which I got from this one. Let me do a different color, right, this one. And for this one, we end up with 10 times 4, which is going to be 40, plus 40, and it's still p. And now it's a little easier for us to solve. Instead of having all these fractions, we have some nice clean numbers. Let's get the p by itself. Let's subtract by 35 on each side. So you end up with 40p is greater than 91 subtract 35, 91 subtract 35, 56. And now we're going to divide by 40. I think we're going to get a fraction, or we're going to get a decimal. So let me show that step. Divide by 40, divide by 40. P is going to be greater than 56 divided by 40 equals 1.4. I don't know if I can scroll down that much longer, so hopefully you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Yeah? Not quite. Let's do this as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1.4 would be a little bit right about there. It's not going to be filled in, though, because it is not equal to. It's just greater than. So put a dot there. And it's going to be all of those numbers that way. So there you have it. This is, for sure, I think the most complicated thing we're going to do. Just take it step by step. Make sure you do all the steps. Yeah, you'll do great. Thank you so much. I'll let you know what textbook questions I want you to do.